everyone. I'm Steve Rozenberg with Mynd Property Management, and I'm joined here today with Trevor Steadman, who is the portfolio manager for Mynd Property Management in Reno. Trevor, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you, Steve. As always fun to go through these topics with you. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. So what I want to talk about today is what are the top 3 things in Reno that will cause you to basically lose money on your rental property? What are the biggest gotchas that if I'm an investor, I should really be paying attention to?
Great question. These are basics, landlord basics, and really at the end of the day, it just comes down to knowing the property that you own and making sure you keep an eye on the things that matter. Number 1, bad vendors. At the end of the day, you're out there making repairs to property, fixing things that need to get fixed. But the issue is the one contractor you get into limbo with, they end up screwing you over, not doing what they told you to do, bids come in wrong. It'll cost you the bottom line every single time. And unfortunately, the vendors typically win. If you don't have a decent thumb on what's actually being ordered, what's actually being done to the property, and you don't have an eye on them, things can go awry.
Yeah. And, I think also depending on the economy and how busy they are could affect how reactive they are to helping you once they get your money. What I've always learned, and I've always told people that, it's good to have an expectation conversation with them prior to all this happening, and more importantly, look at their reviews, talk to some people that have done business with them in the past that are the same size as you. If you have 3 properties, don't talk to someone that has 100 properties because they may get a different level of service.
Yep.
Look them up on social media. There's a lot of things that can give you indications as to whether or not how you are going to be treated. But you're absolutely right. Bad vendors can really hurt you.
That's exactly it. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten owners and pulled them from the edge sometimes. And I said, look, you got yourself in this predicament. I can help you, but I can't help the financial loss. It is what it is. So
yeah.
Number 2 is vacancy loss. We've touched on this in a couple other segments before regarding pricing your units right and making sure the property's right for the market. Letting a property sit vacant because you want that extra $50 or $25 on the rent, it doesn't pan out. I sit and tell investors sometimes, I said, look, for the extra $100 we were chasing, we lost 2 months of rent. So whatever you would have gotten over 12 months, we just threw down the toilet. It makes no sense. So listen to your experts, price the property right, and get it rented quickly.
And, a lot of that with vacancy, what a lot of people don't understand is properties rent at different prices at different times of the year. So, in the summertime, there may be higher people looking, so it's price and demand. Wintertime, dead of winter, you may not get a lot of people moving. So if you do get a vacancy, next thing you know, it's going to sit on the market longer. And so you got to be careful. So, I tell people, think about when your lease is going to expire, because if you let it expire, let's say right prior to Thanksgiving, probably not going to be a lot of movement until after the new year, which means vacancy. And if you don't pre-plan that, that could bite you.
Same thing with tax returns. You'd be surprised how many people are waiting for their tax returns for their security deposits to put down a new house. So we have to plan for those things. And Reno's a prime example. Here we are sitting in the month of November. We could be sitting in, a foot of snow next week, depending on how the passes go and the mountain valley goes. People don't want to move in the snow.
Sure.
It's extremely important to prepare for that and make sure your leases end in the summer.
Absolutely. What's number 3?
Number 3, ignoring preventative maintenance. Reno is not, Naples, Florida, where you have, sunny, shiny, great weather all the time. It's not, Carmel, California. We have a harsh environment. We get up to triple digits in the summer. We get down to the teens and sometimes single digits and negative temperatures in the winter. Take care of your home. Look at the roof. Go in the attic. Go in the crawl space. Make sure that the property itself is being taken care of. I can't tell you how many investor owners we have will get 4 or 5 years, 6 years into a relationship. And the owner says, look, when's the last time we've been in the attic? And he says, well, it's been a while. And then we find something that it's like, oh crap, what happened? And so if we would have caught it 3 or 4 years ago, we would have been much better positioned than we are now.
Right, which it comes down to money coming out of your pocket to fix your investment. Now it's a capital improvement, but it could have been a lot less capital if you were preventive and didn't wait. And it's a difference of being proactive to reactive, essentially, is what you're saying.
That's exactly it. Putting money in the right places at the right time will save you money over the long run every single time.
And I think a lot of the stuff that you're talking about too, a lot of this is coming down to understanding that it's a business and it's not emotional. And you have to have certain things when you're running a business. It's like, I would explain to investors, it's like buying a car and never thinking you have to change the oil. And driving that thing until it runs out of oil. And now you're going, I can't believe this car doesn't drive anymore. Same thing with your rental property. You have to change oil. You got to change wiper blades. You've got to check these things. That's part of the business. When you are an investor, you've got to do these things. And that's why, hiring a management company or understanding what you're doing with the vendors and the contractors, that's what it's all about. Because you don't buy a property in theory to lose money or to lose time, right? You buy a property for leverage and to have wealth. And so a lot of these things can cost you, but a lot of these things, all of these things on this list are preventive. You can prevent these things if you do your due diligence and run it like a business. And that's what's, to me, it just shines on me so clear. So Trevor, if somebody wanted to get a hold of you, how do they do that?
Have them give me a call. My number here, 775-335-0124, or shoot me an email, trevor.steadman@mind.co. We can see what we can do for you.
That's great. And if you want to join our Facebook group, you can go to Mastermind Real Estate Investment Club on Facebook. Investors are there having conversations, talking about these very things and lessons they've learned, and you can learn as well. If you want to go to our website, mynd.co, mind.co, you can find all of our information, and we will talk to you later. Trevor, thank you so much. Bye-bye.